Hi YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere, it's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another video. Well, I had a really nice discussion with a viewer on the channel regarding shaving brushes. And discussion came around to Semogue Boar shaving brushes. I said that I use a Semogue 1800 Boar brush. This one right here, and I like it a lot. It's a terrific Boar brush, it really is. He wanted to know how it compares to the 1520. Well, I didn't have a 1520, so I really couldn't make a comparison. But I did say that Semogue across the board makes some really, really nice brushes. I think they're all made in Portugal. Really, really nice brushes. Well, anyhow, I had a Amazon credit burn a hole in my pocket, so I went ahead and I ordered a Semogue 1520. So let's get this open. And ta-da! There it is, the Semogue 1520. All right, let's pull that out. It's a Boar brush, and immediately you can see the difference from a brush that's brand new versus one that's been broken in and used over time through repeated use. Right here, the 1800 here and the 1520 right here, you can see the difference. In the loft, this one is nicely broken in and the hairs have split and softened up. This one, well, we're going to have to break this in, and breaking it in will come through repeated use. But there is a shortcut, so I'm going to show you that shortcut right now. But the first thing I like to do with a brand new brush, be it Boar, synthetic, Badger, whatever it is, I like to rinse it, give it a little shampoo, dry it out before I use it. So I'm going to get some lukewarm water here. And I'm just going to fill my sink up with a little bit of lukewarm water. And I'm going to wet this brush. Now you can use any kind of soap or shampoo that you want. Most guys will use a shampoo to clean their brushes before their first use. At least that's what I've read online. This is what I do though. So I'm using some lukewarm water here. And what I like to use is Trader Joe's 3-in-1. It's a shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. Well, yeah, I know, shampoo. Shampoo, this thing's lasted me like 8 months, this shampoo. I got no hair. So I like to take a little bit of that, and it's got a pump action here, so I just put a little bit in my hand, and then take the brush and just start working it in, and just start making a soap. Just get it in there. It's dripping over here, but I'm going to show you. Just want to just get the soap in there. Just to clean it out a little bit. And when you use shampoo like this, shampoo or something similar, your won't be damaging because it's natural hair. It's what you use on your hair. This is natural hair as well. So that's what I like to use. Okay, so we're going to rinse this out then. Okay, so I gave it a good rinsing, got all that shampoo and soap out of there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a nice soft towel here, and I'm just going to blot it dry a little bit, just gently blot it dry. And then I'm going to run it, see that? I'm going to run it back and forth and just dry it out a little bit here. Just dry those bristles out. Just dry it out. And just through doing this also helps to break in the brush. We're talking about repeated use here. So we want to speed that process up. So you have one of two options now. Okay, the brush is now it's clean. It's ready for its first use. I would hang it up, let it dry overnight, and then the next morning I would start using it. And through repeated use, I would go from something like this to something like this. Now you can see the handle here is a little shorter than the 1800, but it looks like it's a nice handle. And it looks like this has the potential to really start to bloom through repeated use. But we want that process to, speed that process along a little bit. So what do? Well, what you do is you get yourself an old coffee mug or a glass or a jar. I'm going to use a ball mason jar here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the brush right in there like that. And then I'm going to get some nice cold water. Here, I got a pitcher of water. And I'm going to fill that up. I'm just going to wet those bristles almost. I'm not going to get the handle wet, but I am going to get the bristles wet. I don't want to get the handle wet. Okay? So, just like that. Let that sit in there like that. It's almost to the collar of the brush. You can see right there. Okay? I'm using a jar so you can see. All right? So, that's where it's at. I got it rinsed out, and the next step is coming up. Follow me. Okay, welcome to my kitchen. That's my refrigerator right there. You can tell it's my refrigerator from all the pictures and magnets on it. You probably have one like that in your kitchen too. All right, so what we have here is we have our brush soaking in a jar of water. You can soak in a jar, a mug, a glass, whatever you want, a cup. Okay, so it's soaking in there, bristles only, not the handle, but the bristles are soaking in that water. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the refrigerator. Okay, we're going to let that sit in the refrigerator for 3 days. 3 days. Leave it alone, don't touch it, let it sit in the refrigerator for 3 days. We're going to come back after 3 days, we're going to pull out of the water, and we're going to dry it off. We're going to pat it dry very, very gently, and then we're going to run those bristles back and forth on the towel to continue the dry out process. And that should speed along the break-in process. So we should see more bloom as those hairs split. Now, I'll come back in 3 days, I'll pull it out, dry it off, and we're going to shave with it. So I look forward to that. So meet me back here in 3 days. I'll be right here in 3 days to pull the brush out. Okay, I'll see you in 3 days. All right. Okay, our brush has been soaking in that refrigerator behind me for 3 days. So now it's time to take it out, rinse it off a little bit, dry it out, and see what the final result is. So let's take that shaving brush out. All right, so here it is. Okay, follow me over to my shaving den, and we'll complete this whole operation. Okay, follow me. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to just dump this out, and I'm going to shake this out so you can see it's really been soaking very, very well. Everything but the handle. The bristles have been soaking. The handle has not been soaking. I got a nice clean towel right here. So we're going to go ahead and just start brushing this. I'm going to pat it dry a little bit here, and we're just going to just vigorously brush it dry on this towel. Just like this. That's what we're going to do. All right. That's got it. That's good and dry. Okay, so there it is right there. Okay, here is my Semogue 1800. This is the 1520. And you know what? Let's do a before and after on the 1520, so you can see what it looks like, what the before looks like, and what the after looks like. Okay, so let's take a look at the before, and there it is. Okay, so now here is the after. Okay, so, all right, so did it open up? I think it may have opened up a little bit. You can see it's opening up and blooming a little bit, and it's already starting to split and whatnot. The 1800 here is opened up much more, but that's because I've had repeated use. But this has just started to break in, so it really is starting to split and open up and starting to bloom. And you know, if I do a little more brushing on that, you can see how it's right. Well, just here, just with my hand, you can see how it's just starting to open up more and more. So I need to do this. I need to brush it off in the towel a little more, and then let it dry overnight. You can see already just from that, it's starting to open up, it's starting to bloom. So this will even open up more from repeated use. So we're going to let this dry overnight, and then we're going to shave with it, and then see how that performs, how it stacks up against the 1800. I've had a lot of great shaves with this brush here. So we're going to use this brush here. It's starting to open up, started the breaking process, and believe me, I think this first shave with it, after having gone through that 3 days of soaking in cold water and then toweling it off vigorously, it's going to give me a much better first shave than not. Okay, so come back tomorrow morning. We're going to shave with the Semogue 1520. Well, good morning. It's time for the morning shave. And as promised, we're going to be using the Semogue 1520 Boar hairbrush. Here it is right here. It's starting to bloom and open up. The 3-day refrigerator visit seems to have started the breaking process. You can see how it compares to the Semogue 1800. The 1520 here has a shorter handle and appears to be a shorter overall knot. But I'm thinking that through repeated use, it's going to open up even more. But the break-in process certainly has started from the 3-day cold water soak in the refrigerator. So we're going to go ahead and shave with this. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the sink here. Got some warm water here. I'm going to be using my Vikings Blade Chairman shaving bowl. Shaving cream of choice this morning is going to be Palmolive shave cream. Boy, I like this a lot. Got a classic clean scent. And we're going to be using the Black Tiger razor from Sheldon Quinn's Global Shaving International. And I'm also going to be using a Gillette Wilkinson Sword razor blade. So let's wet the face, and we're going to make a lather. Great shave, really, really nice. But the star is this Semogue 1520. Let's clean it off and let's take a look. Just gonna rinse it in some warm water. Okay, I got all the soap rinsed out. That's what it looks like. Let me give it a few vigorous shakes here. Okay, now you can see it's opening up a little bit just from getting that excess water off. So now we're just going to get our towel and we're just going to run it back and forth here and really get the rest of it. Just do a little gentle blotting and just run it back and forth to dry it out completely. And again, this is going to continue the break-in process for this brush. Give it another shake or two. So here it is. 3 days in a refrigerator in a jar of cold water. And after only 2 shaves, here we have the 1520 and here we have the 1800. And you can see the 1520 has bloomed almost as much as the 1800. The 1800 went through the same break-in process. If I recall, I just grabbed it, rinsed it off, did the shampoo, and then started using it. And it did take about a week or so, maybe a little bit longer, to get to this point. Here, this already is up and running and giving me great shaves. Really, really nice. So I really recommend this method. 3 days in a jar of cold water, put it in the refrigerator. 3 days, pull it out, rinse it out really good, rub it across the towel, dry it out, let it dry overnight, do your shave. And within 2 shaves, look how nice this has bloomed out. And it's going to continue to break in even more with each additional shave. Now, the only difference between the 2 brushes is the size of the handle and the actual height of the knot. You can see that the height of the knot, let me just show you here. The height of the knot of the 1520 is a little shorter than the 1800, and of course the handle is a little shorter. Both of these perform equally well. I might give the advantage to this one here, the 1520 being a bit softer than 1800. You know what? It's a coin toss. Both of them are really, really nice. If you want a larger handle to work with, then it's the 1800. If you want something a little more compact, then the 1520. Both of these do a great job, although I give the slight edge to the 1520 in performance. It really, really did give me a nice lathered up the creams and soaps very well, and was very, very soft on the face, has plenty of backbone, and I just think it's overall it's a little softer to my feel. They're both great brushes. For about 15 bucks, you can afford to get both of them. I'll have links below where you can do that. All right. Hey, thanks very, very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe, hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a new video. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this, and I'll see you again real soon.